Previously on Cross-Gen Gaming. Hello everyone and welcome to Cross-Gen Gaming, where I'm very happy to announce that soon you're gonna need another launcher on your PC!
Oh, good. References to a PlayStation PC launcher were found in the game files for Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered and have been verified by Video Games Chronicle. Specifically, the files made multiple references to PSN account linked and PSN linking entitlements.
As the move toward an all-digital, no-disc future continues, every company is going to be more and more interested in maximizing their profits across the various digital platforms.
So dealing with all this PC, PlayStation launcher marriage thing happening, do you care if PlayStation has their own launcher on PC?
I mean, personally, It really doesn't matter to me that much in the grand scheme of things, because, I mean, while we joke that it's ridiculous that we have so many launchers everywhere, it's not the hardest thing in the world to just, open up a new program on your PC. It's not really a big deal. It's a bit confusing because it's like, oh, where do I have my game on this one, or do I have it on this one? Whatever. It's fine. I kind of get the idea of like why PlayStation wants to do this. I mean, we literally just talked about it for the whole episode, and it makes sense to me. And again, it doesn't really affect me. So yeah, sure, go for it. Whatever. I don't care.
I don't really mind them having it. It does kind of make me mad though, insofar as they've kind of showed us what it could have been with them being on all these different platforms, like eventually. I think that the smarter strategy for them would be if they wanted to do a day one thing on the PlayStation, app, the PlayStation PC launcher first, and then 10 months later it comes to Steam. I think that's fine. I really wouldn't mind that. Again, most of the stuff I'm playing on PlayStation at the moment anyway is their single player offerings, so it doesn't really bother me as much. The thing that really is going to bother me though is when these 12 live service games come out. They're all exclusive to that, and then I have to make my whole new friends list again.
That part does suck. I do hate that.
Unless they do the whole integration thing with the PlayStation Network, like if there's trophy support the same way, that's fine.
That's true.
Again, it just comes down to the same thing that we always talk about with when you're trading convenience for ability to install stuff for having to deal with all the things related to the specific launcher. I joked about the Uplay launcher. The Uplay is terrible.
It's so bad.
But it's the only way I can actually play like Blood Dragon.
Yep. Well, I said yep as if I knew what that game was.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Come on.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
It's the only good Far Cry game. That's not true. That was a lie, by the way. Far Cry 2 is also really good.
I do know what you're talking about. I mean, a big issue with a lot of people once kind of like the dust settled with the Epic Games Store was it doesn't really have that many features, and it's not a good alternative to like the other stuff like Steam and such, because it just doesn't have as many of those features, and the only real incentive to use it is because those games are only on there and not on Steam. So I think as long as they ensure to, like we've said, integrate all of those PSN features, I think it'd be great.
Great is not really, again, the problem is Steam is still the best. Right?
Well, that means they have to make something that competes with it. Make something outside of just having the games.
No, they don't. Epic has their whole thing, like you just said, and it's far inferior to Steam. I know people who play a lot of their games on that. I literally was having to play a game last night with somebody who got a game for free on that platform that the developer luckily made it so that you could play Epic games and Steam crossplay, but otherwise we were just screwed. No, couldn't play it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It depends on how much they really want to invest into this, because I know people, just by the nature of how the Epic Game Store is, they just don't use it. And even if it does have a game that they like, they're sometimes like, eh.
I mean, that's fair.
I feel like Epic Game Store would do a lot better if they tried more, but they kind of don't need to, so they don't. So
I think that's probably the biggest thing though, right? Is I think the main thing is Sony has to understand, and it seems like they do, that they can't just try and get the most money possible up front, because that rubs people the wrong way. They have to actually offer something as well. Because again, Steam makes money hand over fist, but you can buy games on Steam for 90 cents.
Oh yeah.
So is it about making the revenue up front, or is it about having the features that the players for your platform are actually looking for? To be fair, Sony has been, making money hand over fist with their PlayStation 5s at the moment. Like, you literally still can't get one for some reason.
Insane.
It's absurd. Even the digital ones, I don't understand that. But it seems like they're actually committed to having a good user interface, and they have features on PlayStation Network that make it fun to use. Like the whole trophy system, as silly as that is, I buy into that. I love it. There's my buddies have scores higher than mine because they play on like PlayStation exclusively, and I'm trying to get that score up so I can like beat them. You're one of them, by the way. You have a higher score than me. No, not anymore. I beat yours.
I was about to say, how? I haven't played on PlayStation in a while. That's surprising.
But I got my PS4 like way later, so I was like, okay, I got to beat Dylan because Dylan's had his longer than me, so I'm gonna beat him, and I did. Yay!
Congrats. But yeah, I totally agree. I think people love the trophy system, but yeah, as long as they give a damn, I think it'll turn out fine.
It's weird too, because like for some reason, making PC gamers mad has like a really, really bad ripple effect. I don't understand what it exactly is, and it's not really there. I mean, like the reality is like, if you're gonna make money, you're gonna make money up front. But like if you rub the PC player space the wrong way, it seems to like affect other stuff. As a good example, like the whole Bethesda launcher situation was so bad that they essentially just like got rid of it. Granted, that happened also because they got acquired by Microsoft, but like it barely exists, really.
I literally did not know it existed. You
Exactly
said that at the beginning of the episode. I was like, huh?
And like you used to have to log in to play Doom 64 on your Switch.
What?
And they were just like, no, we're good.
Why? That's so dumb.
Right. And a lot of that seemed to have come from PC gamers just being like, why do I have to log in to play this game from 1997?
I mean, understandable. That is
right.
That is weird.
So Dylan, what would you like to see if it ends up happening?
Give us all the games, baby. Woo!
Okay, but which games?
I mean, games that aren't easily accessible. I feel like, as always, it's best when you make as many games playable as possible. There's a bunch of games that are just from older PlayStation consoles that aren't as easy to play because, they're on the older PlayStation console. So I mean, I don't have any crazy things that I want from the store.
I do.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, I'll wrap mine up quick. I essentially just bring them all the games that you can put on there, so we have more access to more games. And hey, especially put on the newer games that can thrive in that PC space outside of really just it looking good and running good. I mean, we've already seen like the mod space for Spider-Man be fun and weird and wacky, and that incentivizes people. So I don't really like any crazy things, but they need to do it.
But that's the thing, though, is like they don't necessarily have to allow mods for their games. They can make it so that if it detects that the game files are not set up in a specific way, that the game can't even run.
That is true. If they do that, so many people will be pissed.
But that's what I was trying to say beforehand. Like if you make the PC gaming space mad, like it's gonna not work as well. It's weird. Back to my crazy things that I want to see happen.
Hit me.
Obvious one is Bloodborne on PC. This is one of those games that for some reason has just never come to PC. It's the only one of two really Soulsborne style games of the official line that haven't come to PC. The other one being Demon's Souls, obviously. But Bloodborne is by far like the big favorite one for most people. It's a fantastic game.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that that game running at 60 FPS would be next level.
It would kill so many people. It is crazy that they haven't done it yet.
The other one, this is a personal one, is MGS4.
Should have known.
That game is stuck on the PS3. It has been since it launched. You
Really?
literally cannot play it anywhere else. You cannot play it anywhere else.
Oh, well, yeah, that's my example. Is like you just put those kinds of games on there. That'd be great.
Well, and hopefully, like their PlayStation Plus Super Deluxe system, whatever, is gonna eventually have some of those games come over. Again, playing MGS4 at 60 FPS would be an absolute dream.
People would love it.
It'd be amazing. But I don't know. It's tough because that's also tied in with like Konami and I don't know. It could be weird, but
there's a lot of weirdness with a lot of those games.
But kind of like you're saying, having more games available more places is pretty good. And I really don't see the PC as like a competitor for traditional consoles either.
No, it's very different markets.
They're just really not on the same page. Yeah. I know a lot of people who are willing to buy the same game on multiple platforms just because they're like, I like the convenience of playing it on my television versus in my cool gaming chair.
Yeah, no, I do that. I love doing that. Like literally, the difference between my chair and my couch is it's alone worth a price tag for some things.
Well, until you save all that money and actually get a chair that doesn't hurt your butt.
I don't know what you mean. This is a great chair. This is a perfect chair. It's not broken. No, it's fine. It's fine. I love it. It hasn't ripped 3 of my friend's shirts. No.
It's got speed holes for fast.
Yeah.